Hello friends, welcome to my channel Web Guru World. So today we will talk about interactive input field, but this time we will not use the keyboard. We will use our the desktop and laptop keyboard. Like you just need to press the laptop or a computer keyboard. It will automatically type whatever the keypad you just press. Okay, but for this time I just only show you about the alphabets keypad. Okay, so you can also give or create the numeric and also the special character also, special character functions also, but yeah, but for the for the saving of like in terms of time saving perspective, I'm just for the time being I'm just creating the alphabet functions. Okay, so let's move ahead and let's see how we can create that with a simple way. Okay, so first of all, as you know that this is totally based with the input field, right? So first we will create an input field, and we will, for that what I'm doing is I'm just typing here enter text. Okay, and I'm just converting it into the auto layout, and I'm just giving a 325 pixel width and giving a 4 pixel radius to him, and after that I'm just giving a stroke, sorry, fill color, and after that the stroke as well. Okay, I think the stroke is little bit lighter. We can use here, we can also give a color to this text also, and after that let me see that yeah, 14 pixel we can use, just because 14 pixel is, although 16 pixel is standard one, but the input field we can use the 14 pixels for the time being. Okay, and now what we need to do is again following the same process which we followed in my previous video. I am creating a label here, and now what I am doing is I am again giving this input field as a auto layout, and now I'm shifting this label under the parent label. Okay, and now I just wanted to give a 6 pixel space in between the text label and the input field. Okay, so this is the first input field I have created, and after that now I just wanted to create a copy of it, and here I just wanted to make it as a active functionality, and I am giving a little bit CSS visual approach, sorry, not CSS, visual things, so that it will look little bit nice. Here I just wanted to make it a 2 pixel gap. You can increase or decrease it according to your requirement, but I think 2 pixel is enough. Okay, so it is a true version. So here like again I just wanted to create two input field example for the time being, and you can create whatever the input field you just wanted as per your design requirement, but for the tutorial perspective I'm just creating only the two input field here. Okay, so I'm just copying it, making a copy of it, and now what I'm doing is I am converting all these input field into the variant. Okay, now here clicking on this, and I just wanted to make it as a first parameter as a active, on which I am just be giving this as a false, and this one as a true. Okay, similarly this one will as a false, and this one will come up as a true. Okay, and after that I am making another more variant on which I am just defining the type parameter, and underneath the type parameter I will give him a name, and this one I will give him a name called email. Okay, and now I am just linking this bottom active input field with the type, like this input field I just wanted to link it with the email, this input field I just wanted to link it with the name, right? And after that, like after completing now this input field, the base thing, like the base means the first thing is first thing is a base thing, like I just wanted to create an input field. After that the second step is kind of, and into the second step I just wanted to create a variables for them. Okay, so now I'm just wanted to first field. Okay, and here I just wanted to enter name. Okay, first input field, and after that the second field which will say enter email. Okay, and after that I am also creating a boolean where I just wanted to name these as a first field active, and I just wanted to be as a in a false situation. Okay, and second field active. Okay, yes, again it will be in a false situation or a parameter. Okay, now what I will do is I will select this placeholder and I will click on this tiny icon which is called variable icon. I am just linking it into the variable. Okay, which I defined, and okay, and now I'm just copying it, making a copy and pasting it here. Sorry, but before that what we can do is we can create a design, and I'm picking the size right now is iPhone 13 mini, which has like 375 pixels width size, and I am giving the name of this page is called design. Okay, and now I have just placed this input field under the design screen. Okay, and now I just wanted to reduce the pixel, and I just wanted to 1 2 3 4 5, and now the gap is between from the both side is 20 pixel. Like I'm just giving a rough distance. You can adjust it according to the your design requirement. Okay, so first one will be for the name, second one will be for the email. So I am changing it with the type here. Okay, with this type property I'm just changing it with the type, and now what I will do is I will link it with the input field or sorry, variable which is called first field active and second field active. Okay, I'm just I am adjusting all these two input field into the auto layout. Okay, so that it will give a nice view, like in terms of padding or gapping. So whatever the gap I will apply here, it will change the distance or padding from the left and right, from the top and bottom. Okay, so this is for the auto layout concept. I am assuming that you are well like you have well enough knowledge to like how to play with the auto layout, so I am not going deeper on this video for the auto layout. Okay, and after that, so first thing is like creating an input field, after that making a variables, linking them with the variables, placing the input field into the your design scheme. So second task is also done here. Okay, so now moving to the next step. Okay, so what is the next step is like whenever we click on this input field, then we can type. Okay, so but the thing is I just don't wanted to make a interaction I just wanted to give the interaction from here. Okay, for that what we will do is we will go to the prototype, click here the interaction, and after that on click I will say him that just set a variable, and now what I will do it, I will tell him that after clicking on the first input field, make it as a true. Okay, this is the first thing, and after that I will again tell him that make the first input field as a blank. So I will moving it to the first just because I just wanted that make it first as a blank, then after that make this first input field as a true. Okay, So we will check it like how this interaction will behave. If it will not, then we will move it again back. Okay, and similarly we will do the same thing here also, and I am giving second parameter which will say that second find this and make it as a true. Okay, so now I'm just wanted to play it into the prototype tab. Let's see what will happen if I am clicking here. It is showing me that once I am clicking it, it is making this input field as a what is the blank and making it as a true. Okay, which we already defined into the component sections, as you already know. Okay, but right now the thing is we have not created the interaction for making this as a default whenever user click outside the artboard, right, apart from the input field, right. So now I just wanted to I just pressing the R so that it will refresh the prototype, and now I'm just checking this email also. It is also showing that it is also working fine, right. So that thing is short. So now I'm just your name, enter email. I just okay, your email. Okay, enter email I think will be the I think enter name, enter email will be the right label for them. And what we can do is we can instead of the enter name we can tell the variable that instead of you telling him the enter name, we can tell that just like the enter email, we can say that example @something.com. This is for the email, right, and this is for the your name. Okay, so that will come up here. So now what I will do is I will create one frame so that if user click into that, we will deselect the input field, right. So that interaction will comes if user click on this frame. So here what, so now you need to just ask yourself first that what will be happen. See what will happen here, you need to count, you need to ask yourself in your mind, or you in your you need to question yourself, right. Whenever user click on this frame, what we wanted that set variable on which enter name means first field active should be false, right. That is what we wanted. Okay, again second field active should be false whenever user click on this, right. And after that what we want from this frame, we wanted to check him that what we will check here, we will check that if first field is equal to blank, means if first field means just because whenever user click on this input field, it will be changed into the blank, right. And after that we will click on the frame, it will be remain the same as a blank, right. If you wanted to see here, I will show you that what will happen here. If I click here, it is changing this input field into the blank. That is the parameter we set already. Okay, and after but for the deselect, or if we wanted to revert it into the default situation, we need to click on this frame. But after clicking on this frame, this enter name input field will be as a remain into the blank, right. So here we will say him that if we first field is equal to blank, then add a action on which we will say that first field, target the first field, and into the first field you just say what you will say the first field, that add a string and write here what you will write here. You will write the same text which you write defined as a in your variable. So what we have in our variable, we have defined that your name. Okay, so that is what again will come into the second field active. We will again ask him that check the second field is equal to what. So second field, if second field is equal to false, okay, no, that is already false, right? Just because that is already false, we will ask him that if the second input field is equal to false, then find the second field and ask the second field to add a string which is called example @something.com. okay, here we need to also see okay. I just did a little bit mistake here. What I supposed to do here is, I don't need to ask him false, we need to ask him that if second, just because we already make it as a false, after making the false we need to ask him that if second field is as a blank, then ask the parameter that find the second field, and if you find, then target the second field and ask the second field to write this text, okay, into the placeholder. Just so we need to find, like we already mentioned that change it into the false, and after making it false we already know that it will change into the blank. So we are saying that if second field is equal to blank, which we already know that it is a blank, but we need to tell him that if it is a blank, then you need to add this text. Okay, so this is the parameter we will pass here. Okay, so now what will happen, I will click here, and if I don't wanted to enter any text and I will click outside, then it will again change it into the default placeholder here, right? So this is the first thing. Third thing. One thing we also need to do is we need to again rectify this problem as well. So here what is happening, that if I am clicking here, right, and after that clicking the first input field, and if I don't click the outside, and if I click the enter email, it will select both the input field. So why it is happening? Just because we have set the parameter for the outside. Like if someone click the outside, then it will change the first input field or whatever input field which one you have selected tabbed as a first in the number, then it will change into the default. But here we are not giving the parameter of what if user select the second input field clicking outside, right? So we need to give for this situation a parameter for this situation as well, right? So now what we need to do is we need to tell the Figma that if I am clicking here, right, if I am clicking here, make this as a default, make this as a false, and if someone click this, then make this as a false. Why I am saying it, because if I click this enter email as a first, then definitely for the Figma it is a first behavior, right? But if I click on this enter name, this is the second behavior, right? So now we need to tell both the we need to tell the Figma that we need to write for both the situations, like first and second, so that Figma will know that if someone click on this first second parameter, second input field, then I need to make the default to the first input field, and if user click on the first input field, then I need to change the second input field into the default one. Okay, so we need to tell the define Figma will do, or like biologically. So what, how the logic will work, whatever the logic you will define and if like in terms of JavaScript language, that is what the code will give you the result, right? If you don't tell him that what you need to do, or that you supposed to do, that obviously that the code or the software will obviously not aware of that we what I need to do in that particular situation, or what user is expecting in that particular situation, just because we need to tell him. Okay, for that what I need to do here is, so I am clicking here. Okay, and what I will do is, similarly whatever the parameter we have passed in the for the frame, we will do the similarly into the input field also. Okay, so once we will telling the first field, on clicking on the first input field, we are telling him that change it into the blank. Now what we will do it, we will tell him that set a variable, and what we will tell him that find this second field active and change it into the false. Okay, so if user click on this first input field, then he will also target the second input field also, and he will change it into the false. And also what he will do is, he will check the if and else condition, on which where what we will do is, we will pass the parameter that if second input field is equal to blank, then find the second field parameter on which he will target the placeholder, and or under which he will tell him the right what he will write, example @something.com. that is what we also did in frame, right? And this parameter similarly for the input field, we will pass similar parameter also. Okay, so what I will do here is, I will ask to find first input field and make it into the false, and after that run this if condition where we are telling him that if second input field, no, not the second, sorry, first input field, just because here we are targeting second, so we will ask him to also target the first input field and add action, under which he will find the first input field, and under which he will target the first input field, and he will tell him to write your name into the placeholder. Okay, so now I'm just checking it again. If I'm clicking here, and if without typing, if I'm clicking here, he will change it. Okay, so see, this is completely working fine. So now so this is the fourth scenario we have covered. Now coming to the main thing, like which is primarily focused in this video tutorial, and what is that, we need to make a keyboard as a typeable situation. Okay, so that a user can easily type whatever the alphabets he type in his computer, laptop. Okay, so that particularly that keypad button will come up as a output. Okay, so now what we need to do is, we need to come into the component page, and after that just click on this true input field, and after that just click here on the interaction and make it as a key gamepad. So what is this? This is the key gamepad, which is this will trigger your keypad, means whatever the laptop or computer, you whatever the kind of desktop or laptop you like a PC machine you are using, it will target the keypad of that particular machine. Okay, and here for example I am just typing the Q letter. Okay, and after that the action will come, and what will come here, we will pass the parameter set variable, and here we will tell him that find the first field, and after the first field target the placeholder and add here what he will add, he will add Q. Okay, so this is the first parameter I just passed here. Okay, so I'm just making one or two I'm just passing one or two parameters so that it will be easier for us to check it proper way. Okay, so I am just typing 2 to 3 letter here. Let's see is this working or not. Okay, so now what I did is I just passed 4 keypad parameter here, and now let me see is this working or not. So here I just click, and now I am pressing the QWER. See, it is typing perfectly. Like, but if I typing apart from the QWER, he is not typing, just because we have not passed those parameters here. Okay, so for that I need to pass both those parameter also, and for the time being I am just skipping that particular section, just because I don't wanted to make it this video longer. So I just catch you a little bit later. So friends, I have created all the variables. I have set up like all the keys in our prototype, right? Here you can see. So also what I did is I also set up all the keys for the email input field also. So if I just play this interaction, and if I type the text, it is working quite fine. Okay, here you can see. But the thing is, if I wanted to type space and if I wanted to backslash, it is not implemented yet, so I need to implement that also. Okay, so now what I will do is I am just clicking on here. Similar way, it will work similar way which I did here. For the other keys, I will press a space and I will tell that find the first field, and in the get a string where we will tell him that add the space, right? Similarly, we will again tell him that set a variable and find the second field. On the second field add the string which is called space. Okay, so now so it is right now it is not my Figma is not updated yet, so it will take little bit time to update it. For the time being, what we will do it, we will also write the code for the backlash. Okay, so here what I will do, I on the click on the key gamepad, I will tell him that on the pressing on backspace set a variable. Okay, and target the first input field and just change this variable into blank. Okay, similarly here I will tell him that on the pressing keypad set a variable where he will find second child, and here he will change this into the blank if someone press the delete button. Okay, So like whatever the right now I just only targeted the alpha keys here, okay, and the two special character like space and the delete. And if you wanted to play with the numeric and special character, you can also target them as well by mentioning the keyword from here, okay. So it will work similar fashion which I did for the alpha, right? So now I'm just doing a refresh, okay, and now I'm just typing here, I'm just pressing space, and after that if I type anything, he is typing, right? I'm deleting it, he is deleted all the content. If I click outside, he is changing it into the default condition, okay. Now I'm testing it into the email. I'm just typing some random text here, I press the space, and now I'm just typing, it is sure it is taking the space, and after that it is also typing, and if I press the backslash, it is delete all the content, and if I click outside, it is change it into the default one, okay. So now here you can see that all the things is properly working. What I will do is I will also show you one special character also, just like the numeric, how you can target or at. So I'm just showing just only one letter here, so that you can also know that if I talk about the numeric, how can we can set that parameter also, okay. Oh shit, I just need to add one here. I'm just doing refresh, and here I am just refreshing it. If I type 1, it will type, okay. So this is the basic and foolproof concept for the how you can make a interactive input field with using keyboard, okay, and using the advanced variables. It is a quite simpler way to like achieve this, and but yes, if you find a better way to do that, you can also share with me, just because see enhancing the skills and enhancing your knowledge is not a bad thing. If you give me any better solutions, I will also implement it into our tutorial, and I will let other people to know that you can achieve that by that way also, okay. But for the time being, what you can do is you can just do me a one favor, small thing, that just subscribe my channel and also like the video, and also comment that whether like you just like the video or not, that what is the thing I need to improve in our, what is the next thing which I need to target and I need to cover up in my tutorial, okay. So for the time being, just please take care and kindly do share my videos to the other Figma folks. Till then, bye, take care.